Hello friends, welcome to Toppers Hub. We are starting a video series for class 10 and for the two subjects, that is mathematics and science. And today I will start with the science subject and the first chapter of science, that is chemical reactions and equation. In this chapter we will learn what is a chemical reaction, what are the characteristics of chemical reaction, what are the types of chemical reaction. These are the three things which we will be learning in this chapter. Let's start with the first thing, that is types of changes. In our surrounding we see two types of changes. One is physical change and second one is chemical change. Physical change means change in physical properties like shape and size. Suppose if I am bending a piece of iron rod, that is physical change. Melting of ice, that is also physical change. Whereas chemical change means those changes in which new substances with new properties are formed, that is called chemical change. For example, burning of paper. On a piece of paper I can write, but after burning it is not possible for me to write. Similarly, burning of magnesium ribbon. Burning of magnesium ribbon has been given in the book, this example, and in the past year many questions have been asked from this example. Like for first question, that is why is it necessary to clean magnesium ribbon before burning it in the air? Second one is what happens when magnesium ribbon is burned? And third question, that is what happens when magnesium oxide is dissolved in water? These are the three questions which have been asked repeatedly. Let's see first question. Why is it necessary to clean magnesium ribbon before burning it in air? What happens when magnesium ribbon is kept in laboratory or exposed to air? At that time one oxide layer is formed on its surface. And in order to remove that oxide layer, it is necessary to clean. And how can we clean? By rubbing a sandpaper on it, we can clean the magnesium ribbon. Then why is it necessary to clean? What happens if we will not clean the magnesium ribbon? We are not going to get the desired result because that is mixed with. Suppose after cleaning we are burning pure magnesium, whereas if magnesium oxide layer is present, then we are burning magnesium oxide. So we are not going to get the desired result. Therefore, it is necessary to clean the magnesium ribbon. Now, what happens when magnesium ribbon is burnt? This is the second question. When magnesium ribbon is burnt, at the time it burns with a white dazzling flame, leaving behind a residue of white powder of magnesium oxide. Then third question, what happens when magnesium oxide is dissolved in water? When magnesium oxide is dissolved in water, it forms magnesium hydroxide, and magnesium hydroxide is also called milk of magnesia. Next we'll go for the second part, that is what are the characteristics of. Next one is characteristics of chemical reactions. First one is evolution of gas. In evolution of gas, what happens? We have taken a conical flask. In conical flask we have added some zinc granules. We have put. Now we add some dilute sulfuric acid to this zinc granules. Then hydrogen gas, bubbles of hydrogen gas are released from the reaction, and this particular chemical reaction is characterized by evolution of gas. Now, one question is generally asked from this part: what happens when zinc powder is taken instead of zinc granules? In this situation, the reaction becomes faster. For example, suppose you have taken a ice cube or sugar cube in your mouth. It takes long time for its fermenting, but if you take sugar powder, then immediately it melts in your mouth. Similarly, when zinc powder is taken instead of zinc granules, then reaction becomes faster. Now, next characteristic is formation of precipitate. Then what is this precipitate? Precipitate means something insoluble solid formed in a solution. Okay, it is a solid product which separates out from the solution during a chemical reaction, that is precipitate. And the example is when lead nitrate is added to potassium iodide, then lead iodide is formed, and this lead iodide is of yellow precipitate. And this particular chemical reaction is the example of formation of precipitate and characterized by formation of precipitate. Next one is change in color. In order to demonstrate this, I will show you an activity. I have taken potassium permanganate in a test tube, and the color of this potassium permanganate is purple color. Now I have also taken some piece of lemon. When I add in lemon, citric acid is present. When this citric acid or lemon juice is added to potassium permanganate, at that time what happens? it becomes gradually colorless. It becomes colorless. Gradually it becomes colorless, and this particular chemical reaction is characterized by change in color. And next characteristic is change in temperature. In change in temperature, there are two types of reactions. One is endothermic reactions, another one is exothermic reaction. Endo means to observe, therm means temperature. Those chemical reactions where heat energy is observed, that is called endothermic reactions. Example, when calcium carbonate is heated to form calcium oxide and carbon dioxide, and this particular chemical reaction is characterized by change in temperature. And exothermic means those reactions where heat energy is released. For example, when calcium oxide or quicklime is added to water, calcium hydroxide is formed and there is bubbles, you will find effervescence or temperature will change. And this particular chemical reaction is also characterized by change in temperature. There are two types of reaction, endothermic and exothermic. And the last one we will discuss, that is change in state.